Hello and welcome to this session. My name is Akshay Kumar. I am working as Associate Professor at IGNOU, and today we will be discussing about use of information technology. To begin with, let me define the objectives or learning outcomes of this particular video. What we will present to you is, number one, what information technology is. Then, what are the advantages of information technology and how information technology can be utilized in or for NGOs in the form of for various stakeholders. So, this is what we will be discussing in this particular session. To begin with, let me define about the information. So, what is information? So, whenever information word comes to us or somebody says information, what does it mean? Or what do we presume? The first thing comes in mind is books and libraries. Whenever we think about information, we think, okay, there must be some books available, there may be library, let's go to the library and find out the information. That used to be the case when we were working in 1970s and 1980s. But something happened in 1980 and 1985 onwards, and that was the creation of internet, which led to a very popular application of internet which we call World Wide Web. Now, World Wide Web made us so much of information available to our doorstep that we were literally, today if I want to find out information about anything, I get so much of information from World Wide Web that I get overwhelmed with information. And that overwhelming information sometimes lead to complete chaos, that which information is correct, which is not correct, right? So many things then occur as far as our thinking goes. Many a times we start believing in incorrect information, that incorrect information may be correct. So that is where some related technologies or some help which is essential, and probably when we are talking about NGOs in more details and the role of internet over there, we would like to highlight some points over there. In addition, there are old governmental records, old databases which are available with the government, with many organizations. So all that thing brings a lot of information to us, right? And that information, okay, is the backbone as far as any technology is concerned today, right? We want to make any good decisions today, information is the key, right? So that is how we define information in that particular sense. But when we talk about information technology, we always miss one very important word in between, and that is communication. Because without communication, today information does not proceed. And when we start talking about communication, the very first very first term which comes to us is telephone. It started long time back, right? We started using telephone sometimes in 60s or 70s. The telephone system started to develop and started to become popular, right? And then that time, but the telephone were very difficult to call. There used to be a very big telephone system available, and today the technology has changed. The mobiles are available at doorstep of everybody today, right? So mobile technology has changed that big telephone structure into a very small device which you can carry in your pocket, and wherever you go, it is available with you, or it is readily running with you, right? So mobile has changed many things. So, but all the information relates to one particular thing, and that is communication. In addition, when we talk about communication in the parlance of computers, then computer network comes into picture. Many of you might be having the broadband connection at your home or dial-up connection at your home. Some modem might be available, or you go to an information kiosk where you will find that there is a router, or what many people call it router or router, is available, which is basically connecting the computer to the network, right? And whatever information, and the advantages of that kind of a network is that you can talk to somebody who is completely off at a different place. Not only talk, but you can see that person today. with the help of video conferencing and other technologies which are available with the help of computer network. What you require, many a times people will be telling you, there is not enough bandwidth, right? So bandwidth is basically how much data can be communicated through the network. The bigger is the data, the picture can also go. If smaller is the data, then only your talk or your basic voice, which can be digitized and then go. The difference in the yesterday's telephone technology and today's telephone technology is that it has starting to get digital, right? And the digital has many more advantages today, because it can be converted into digital form, it can be regenerated, and many more things can be done with this. However, there are many advantages of even the older analog technologies also. But this session is not to talk about those technologies and their advantages. This session is about how information technology will be useful for NGOs. So what is technology? Well, technology, basically the computer, yes, that's the main technology of today, right? Most of our applications and most of the fundamental things which we do, we use computer to do that. Then we have mobile technology, that is one of the wonderful technology which has been invented. Internet, as far as connectivity is concerned. Cloud is a hidden word, like cloud basically stays where? On the sky. But this cloud is on the internet itself. So you are using somebody else's infrastructure. So cloud in a sense is that somebody else's infrastructure you are using. So it is not available at your desktop, but it is available to you as a cloud, although it is not onto the cloud, but it is the infrastructure. That means big computers, which will be, like we call them, servers, which will be storing huge amount of data. Somebody has invested in it. Maybe let's not name them, but somebody has invested in them, and we are using their technology. So that becomes the cloud technology. They may provide you storage space, they may provide you some kind of playing with let's say software, so they can allow many services to you. So this is one of the things which you can do as far as technology is concerned. But what are the applications of these? So if we say that these are the technologies which are available, what are there from these technologies for NGOs? Well, the very first thing when we talk about IT applications for NGO, it's going to be creating digital infrastructure, right? Now, creating digital infrastructure, why it is so important? Because without digital infrastructure, you probably won't be utilizing, or you won't be able to get the benefits of IT into your doorstep. So you got to create some digital infrastructure, and that is why I define cloud. If you are using cloud, you don't need to create a very heavy infrastructure. By putting some little amount of money, you can create the digital infrastructure at your doorstep. You don't require servers, you just require basic computer and internet technology, and you are into the business now, right? The second thing which are there for NGOs, when NGOs are dealing with people, what they do? They run several programs, right? And when we talk about programs, the very first thing is going to be those, for example, you are wanting to run a program on healthcare, right? An NGO decides that we want to run a program onto, let's say, at a village, and the healthcare of the village people. Then there has to be a planning, right? You need to know many things about the village. For example, what is the population over there? What is the population profile in that particular place? How people, what kind of sickness or what kind of environment is there, so that what kind of sickness, etc. are there, so that you can provide adequate care related to that kind of medical system, right? So program, whenever you want program implementation, right, you got to know a lot of information. IT can help you, right? Monitoring and evaluation of programs. Now, another important thing like here is, when we have decided, we have planned, now what goes on? We got to monitor it. Okay, whether it has, how many people has turned up, how many people still want to be helped with, like that. So we want to relate our plan with the with the implementation and with the plan, and we want to see whether it has brought the right kind of results or not. So monitoring and evaluation, once again, IT is a major component for it. IT tools like project management and so on and so forth can be utilized for such kind of applications. Then communicating amongst stakeholders, that is another kind of a situation. This is very good situation. When we want to communicate with the stakeholders, right? Now, why it is so important to communicate with the stakeholders? Because ultimately, the plan, like today, the distances may be very high, right? You may be sitting somewhere else and you will be planning for somewhere else. So the communication among all these stakeholders make a lot of sense, because your planning, your implementation, your final assessment is dependent on that. And in addition, we'll be talking about some future trends which are possible where you will be requiring communications with the stakeholder. Well, if everything is so rosy, then we should have implemented it by now. So what are the key concerns, right? What are the key defaults or key concerns when we are running a program, or when we are going to the when an NGO is going to the people, really? Well, the four common, these are common, but there can be many more. Now, the first thing is that assess the information needs of the community. As I told you about the healthcare, you've got to assess, you've got to find out what are the major health problems in that particular area, and to what kind of people, like what age profile of the people, right? Now, there can be places where there are some problems in the kids, right? They maybe they are facing some maybe malnutrition or related kind of a situation. Now you have to be very careful that these kids get proper nourishment, right? So related programs are to be generated. So your assessment of the information needs of the community as well as needs of the community. Both the things, please remember, both the things are different. What we are saying, information needs, right? What kind of information these people need, and the need of the community. So you are assessing the information need as well as the need of the community. Need is going to be taken care by the NGO in some way, right? By providing help. Whereas the information need is going to be helped with as far as information technologies are concerned, so that in the future such kind of problems do not occur, right? Then the second thing is allow local ownership and participation. So whenever you are trying to execute or do a program, right, with the help, IT is always helping, right? So the local ownership and participation is very, very important. So whenever you are designing these kinds of programs, IT or no IT, this is one of the concerns. Then involving women and poor people to access. Now, whenever you are creating an information structure, right? So you are allowing that information structure to be accessed by women and other poor people, so that they can get the best benefit of that particular technology. They are the people who should be benefiting from this particular technology. So that is what we should be worried about. And then whenever you are deploying an IT infrastructure to help people, and you will be deploying some of the infrastructure over there, we got to create some local level expertise, so that these local level expertise, not only it is going to generate some kind of employment, but local experts will be able to help other people in a much better way by extracting a lot of good information and uploading a lot of good information for us, right? So this generation of local expertise is very, very important when we are dealing with IT infrastructure, when we are in a particular situation. It may be equally good for any other kind of implementation also. Now let's try to identify some of the possibilities which are there for people as far as IT infrastructure and NGOs are concerned. So when we are dealing with NGOs, how they can, how it can facilitate the people. The first kind of people, or the stakeholders of any NGO, are the people whom they are trying to serve. So the first is information dissemination through websites. right? So many useful information is to be disseminated to many people, right? It may be health related, right? Healthcare is one of the most important thing for the day, right? Because of whatever reasons we are facing, but then healthcare, environmental pollution, or whatever situations are causing that, we don't know. But then health is one of the most important parameter today, and you know the pandemic today, right? So many things are there, and health is very important. Then comes the education and all other things are related. In fact, many a times people say that quality education is not available at many places, right? IT infrastructure can provide and can bridge that gap. And it is very essential that NGOs take part in educating people through IT infrastructure. Let me say one thing. If you want to help somebody, right, you can help him financially, you can help him in his dire stress when he or she is unhealthy, you can do whatever for him or her. But the best way of helping anybody is educating him so that he can help himself. And that is the essence of education. It is not that we have taught him one or two things and okay, education is over. It's a lifelong, like bringing people to a sort of lifelong learning. And that is the essence of education when we are utilizing IT infrastructure. Agriculture, there are many ways through which agriculture can be helped with, in the sense that agriculture can be provided with, the information about the weather and all those kinds of things. What kind of crop should be cultivated, what is going to be good crop, how it can be sold. All these kinds of information can be provided. And environmental awareness, that is another kind of information which is very, very important these days, because we are growing in number. And if we don't take care of environment, many bad things are going to happen. And we have to take care of our environment. And IT is once again a very good information provider as far as environment related stuff is concerned. And jobs, like IT can help in two ways. IT itself can create some jobs, and it can also create awareness about certain jobs. So both ways it can help the people around. Then product, pricing, information of market, these are also other kinds of benefits where people can get the benefit of IT technologies. The second kind of a thing will be communicating with stakeholders. Now, it is very important that NGOs keeps on getting the regular feedback about various projects which they have undertaken, and at various stages what is to be done by different stakeholders. Definitely, physical interaction is very, very important, but IT can help in at an 11th hour, IT can help tremendously well. Okay, and the possibilities are tremendous once again, like emails, chatting, right, these days, chatting in local languages, right, calls and messages, that is in any case. Yes, the local language is going to be very, very important. And when we were discussing about information dissemination, what you really need to see when we are providing education, if we can provide education in the local language, right, then it is going to be one of the best way of delivering education. So really we have to come up with that kind of a thing. And communication is part of providing good education. Then blogs, which can be created about different things. Some discussion is going on, what can be done for, let's say, for any particular situation. And then the blog can be created where people can come up with the ideas and some solutions can be thought of. But IT is definitely going to help it there. Then creating services at different level. So creating services can be like computing facilities, right? So computing facilities which can be utilized for learning purposes, which can be utilized for getting information for health, education, and so on and so forth. So services creation can be another kind of domain for the local stakeholder. Then there can be word processing and other kind of printing services, which suppose somebody wants to send a letter, somebody wants to create a resume, somebody wants to create a newsletter or advertise something. So all these things can be done with the help of word processing, printing services. So this can be the local infrastructure which IT infrastructure which can be utilized for by the NGOs for the stakeholders or the people. So education and training can be another kinds of jobs which can be very useful for for IT applications, right? And early warning of disaster. Now that is a very important application these days, where IT infrastructure can help people in predicting that this might be problem situation. Suppose people can be told at least a few hours before the situation of floods or situation of a cyclone. Cyclones are already being predicted so well, but other disasters, if they can be predicted by the IT infrastructure, it is definitely going to save a lot of precious lives as well as a lot of precious money in that particular sense, because we will be saving a lot of infrastructure from that particular situation. But how all these things can be done, right? So probably, or how NGOs can be helped with. So the idea over here is going to be the creation of village databases. Now, what can be village databases and how they can be helping people in that particular through IT? Well, IT infrastructure can be for fisheries and livestock, right? So we can create databases where a lot of information is available, not only about the places where fisheries can be done, what kind of feed is to be provided, and other kinds of info, and the livestock, what kind of livestock is available in villages, and how that particular livestock is there, if there is any disease or any kind of a problem that can be helped with for that kind of a livestock. So for planning that particular infrastructure, planning the program, this kind of information will be very useful. Then data for public health, obviously helping the people in some sense. Data for local school, colleges and other educational resources. So these people are going to be the local resources ultimately, and this local resource can be utilized beautifully for the purpose of IT implementation. It can be utilized for creating jobs in the IT and so on and so forth, and they will be extra hand for NGO people. So this is very, very important that they have a village database specifically where local school, colleges and other educational resources are, and provide additional educational opportunity at those places, so that all these people become quite available for available for employability, and definitely who will be helped, not only the NGOs but the entire country. Data related to agriculture and environment, right? So environment definitely is very, very important, and all this agriculture data has to be available. Only then we can take conscious decision about the environment and agriculture for the future. And finally, the data of people education, like where they are, what kind of education they have acquired, whether they have university degree or not, and all those people who have acquired those degree becomes the readily available for employability and so on and so forth. Then there can be many uses of ICT infrastructure or ICT technology for NGO functionaries also, right? So what can be those kind of a thing? As I told you, planning and managing various welfare schemes, right? So it is very important that the welfare schemes are planned well. If they are not planned well, you will not be able to implement them well. So planning is one of the essential, and IT helps in planning in a much better way because the data is available. If data is available, planning is better. Ensure consistency between social media posts and websites. So once again, this is a very important function, something is being talked about onto the social media, whereas the websites are talking something entirely different stuff, right? So there has to be the coherence between the two, and ICT infrastructure is definitely going to help NGO functionaries about this. Using blogs for latest information and discussion, right? So this we have stated earlier also, and blogs are very, very important for latest information, discussion and so on and so forth. Using tools to measure the quality of interaction, so that we know what kind of quality of interaction is there. Like interaction, we believe that we have passed on good information, but when we ask information from the recipient, the information may not be correct, right? So the quality of interaction is very, very important. Identification of trends using page hits and donations, right? So for functionaries, this is very important, whether the kind of website they have made, are they bringing in proper donations or not? And reaching out to donors through mailers, websites, keeping track of donor preferences, all these are possible with the help of IT infrastructure, IT technologies. Now, what can be the possible future uses? Some of these possible future uses are actually existing also. Now, healthcare for rural India now is a very important use which is possible today. The features of teleconferencing. There are many devices which can measure your, even your ECG can be communicated digitally, right? Many of your tests can be communicated digitally to the doctor who's sitting on a teleconferencing platform far away from you, in a telemedicine kind of a situation, right? And if they can help the patient sitting from there, they can help the patient who is in a rural India or in a particular village. Now that's a very useful facility. Yes, this kind of a facility may not be useful when the disease is somewhat dreaded or problematic disease, but for basic healthcare where somebody has to move to bigger hospitals which are far away from the villages, probably this may be a good starting point, right, where the people will be recovering from many problematic diseases. Then opportunity of quality education in local languages. Now this is a very important stuff. As I told you, education must be stressed to the maximum. If you want to help anybody, educate him or her, and that is the best way of helping. There is no other best way of helping them. Online meeting for agriculture, right? Well, for agriculture, people can be, there can be interaction with the scientists, there can be interaction with the weather experts, there can be interaction with the soil experts. So many meetings or many kind of interactions are possible in a present situation. Not only that, they can interact with the markets also, right? They can interact with various databases to know about, or the prediction about the weathers in the coming days or so, and accordingly they can plan for the crop and crop rotation, the kind of fertilizer they would like to use with it. So many information which is very useful for local farmers can be obtained with the help of IT, IT infrastructure and IT technologies, and must be harnessed to its full potential. It has already started in many villages. It's not that this is something new, but then it has to be expanded. Okay. Then developing small cooperatives. This move has also been started, right? Probably creating e-business opportunity for the entire village and other kinds of places. So e-businesses can start with the help of small organization, and they can develop their own infrastructure towards providing various services to local people as well as people who are sitting at far distance places, right? So logistics over here comes into play, and logistics I think is a slightly different ball game, although IT can help in everything, but IT cannot do the logistics part, and that is what you have to be really careful about. Anyway, thank you so much for being with me. What we have discussed in this particular session is about how ICT infrastructure can be utilized, or ICT technologies can be utilized in various ways. It may be utilized for healthcare, education, it can be utilized for enhancing the schools, colleges, and so on and so forth, and many more applications which we see in future, which may relate to the healthcare, education, creating markets, and so on and so forth. Thank you for being with me. Bye for now.